Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to QOTD, the question of the day show. Please join us by recording video answers to daily questions that we put out every day. But speaking of join us, Reed, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, well, you see, so you passed the first test. There's only 6 more tests to go.
All right.
But so, listen, Reed, I just want to invite you, as we're going through this thing, to throw out any questions, because anything that's confusing to you is certainly confusing our audience around the world, because it's some of those places. Trish and JJ, how are you guys doing?
Great. Happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday. Yeah. Friday's the worst. Friday's so oversold. Right? Thursday, it's the night. Friday's it's like you're racing to get everything done. It's a very stressful day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty lazy at work on Fridays.
Don't tell me all that. Well, since we're all fooling around at work anyway, let me tell you guys how to play a little game that we like to call Question of the Day game. So all week long, there have been questions that have been going in there. Every single day, there's a new question to answer, which you can see on YouTube, or you can see on BeOnTheAir.com, or on Twitch, or if you register, you can get it in your inbox. But this question comes out, and then you all are clicking the orange record button and recording really funny, really insightful, really heartwarming answers to these really stupid questions. So thank you for that. Then it plays within seconds. It goes on the air, and then the whole world gets to see your answer and vote. So here we are on Friday. There have been 6 questions and a gazillion answers, and these are the ones that you have voted as the very best. And what we're going to do now in our show, in the big show, is we're going to pick the best of the best by playing the best answers for each question and voting for the supreme and utter champion of all time. That's the way it goes.
Everybody else is a loser.
Exactly. There can only be one. Do you ever see the movie? I'm going to date myself again. The Highlander? The worst movie ever? The worst best movie ever? The best worst movie ever? Christophe Lambert, Sean Connery? Oh.
Really?
It's hard to explain, but there can be only one. I'll just leave it at that. There's swords involved. There's time travel.
You know what's really funny is that you brought up movies, because I kind of thought of a theme for this week, which is movie titles. And so, clairvoyant as always, if this week's QOTD, all of them, if they were movie titles, we would be taking you back to the future. We'd be talking about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And we maybe would be able to explain to you why you're only getting 50 first dates.
Know how you are going to relate. I guess I'm going to have to wait. Question number 4.
That's the big question.
Maybe that's 4's up. Number 5. I don't know.
Oh,
anyway,
number 5, I got one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hope you don't run a hotel for dogs. It's not great, but
it's good. It's good.
But it is a movie title, and
but it followed the rules. Slid in there, yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna take my job next. What's happening?
Yeah, watch your back
That
around.
was my plan all along. Yes.
Corporate environment here over. Well, no further ado, let's pop into the first question. Let's stop talking about the questions and start talking in the question.
Let's do it.
And to continue the movie titles, let's run, Lola, run into the first question. I don't know if anyone knows that movie, but let's do the first question.
All right. Our first question is about tattoo stories. And we wanted to know why you got your tattoo and what it signifies to you.
So you guys put me on the spot with this one, because I actually have a tattoo that I hid from my family for 20 years. And it's not that bad. But so I had a dream that I was eaten by a large animal, and then I became the animal. And the next day I woke up and I was like, oh my God, it's the most meaningful dream. This is going to set the tone for the rest of my life. And then I got a tattoo. I got a tattoo.
I thought you got that tattoo because it was your college mascot.
Well, yeah, but isn't that a weird coincidence though? But it's not true. Yeah, so I got a big tiger on my back, which now seems so basic. But at the time it was like very meaningful and very shaman.
Well, I think we got some answers coming in from other users with similarly very cool, very hip tattoos. So I think we should dive in and see what they have to say about it.
So I don't have a tattoo right now. I do really want to get one. I think they're fun. If I got one, it would probably be something really small, maybe like a little butterfly. Sounds very basic, but sounds cute, I guess. I think the reason that's keeping me from getting a tattoo is that I'm afraid I'm going to get it, and then a week later I'm going to be like, I hate it, get it off my skin. I just can totally see that happening. I'm a very impulsive person, so I am afraid that I'll make an impulsive tattoo decision and immediately hate it.
Yeah, but then what you're going to do is just get another tattoo, because that's what happens.
I have never got a tattoo, but if I was to get a tattoo, man, you already know what the tattoo would be of. You see right here, the Steelers, man, every day for life. You already know what it is. It signifies to me, football, man, everything. And yeah, they when you're having a bad day, man, just turn on a football game, help you get through the day. So yeah, if I got anything, that's what it would be. Get it done, baby, Steelers.
And he's still not the most dedicated football fan out there.
I could tell you why I got my tattoo, but I don't actually have one, so never got one. I never have any plans on getting one. I grew up with my granddad, and he has tattoos on his arms and all up and down his arms, and just he regrets them big time. So I've always had that in the back of my head. I've never really had an interest in them. I mean, good luck to the people who want them. I have no problems with that, but they're not for me.
Patrick wants you to get a tattoo. He's testing you.
Real simple story. When I was in high school, my best friend and I went to get tattoos. I got my name and she got her name. And at that time, we were probably just in love with ourselves and wanted the world to know who we were. Fast forward to now, I still want the world to know who I am, but it's more so if I get older and, lose my memory, I can look down and see my name and be like, oh, yeah, that's me. Or if I get lost or something and someone finds me, when they contact the police or whatever, they'll be like, hey, I see a name on a leg. Maybe this is who you're looking for.
Just going to get this, hello, my name is Misha.
I got my tattoo because I have always loved tattoos. I like tattoos. I like everything about tattoos. My tattoo is a love-shaped one. It is shaped like love. Like, love is a beautiful thing. I got it when I was dating my ex-boyfriend because he loved me and I loved him so much.
But he's
yeah.
I personally have no tattoos, but if I were to get one, I'd probably get like a Bible scripture with like an Asian or Japanese language handwriting, because I find it looks cool, and if I were to ever get a tattoo, I'd probably get something within those lines.
You gotta trust your tattoo artist if you're getting
I was gonna say, yeah, you could end up getting like menu instructions on Inventions and you wouldn't even know.
Pork fried rice.
Yeah.
Exactly. What did Ariana Grande get? Like barbecue chicken or something?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's
like, I thought it meant love.
So across the bottom of your screen are blue buttons. Click one of those blue buttons to vote for one of these wonderful people and send them to the finals. If you don't see blue buttons across your screen, it's because you're not on BeOnTheAir.com. So if you're on Twitch or you're on YouTube, you might want to just take a quick pop over to BeOnTheAir.com so you can vote for your faves.
Yes. I don't know, if you're not on BeOnTheAir.com, I don't know what you're doing. Come on.
Yeah, get with it, guys.
Exactly.
Oh, Veronica loves
Our winner.
Tattoo that signifies
Love wins.
love wins. That's right, Reed. Congratulations, Veronica.
Is like a movie.
Yes, exactly. No, that's a very beautiful answer. You know, gotta memorialize the good things, the beautiful things in life.
Mhm.
But how did he become an ex, Veronica?
I know.
We'll never know, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh.
She had this turn of a phrase where she says, and then I got a tattoo that was the shape of love. And I've been like fixated on that idea. Like, what is the shape of love?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
this? Is it this? Like,
Why is it that shape?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's something that we'll figure out like in the next 10 years. Speaking of which, the next question is...
Our next question, we're ready for that. We're talking about great inventions, guys. And we wanted to know what you hope gets invented within the next 10 years. This is, God, it's a loaded question, right? There's lots of diseases to cure. There are pests to alleviate. But we have a long way to go, right? We have self-driving cars, but we don't have universal fog-proof eyeglasses or permanent contact lenses, right? So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm just like so blown away by everything that's been invented recently. I can't even. Like they now have eye drops that you can put in your eyes that correct your vision. Think about that.
They do?
Yeah. If you're nearsighted, you can. Right. It's amazing. Like screw flying cars. Right. I don't need a jetpack. I just want to be able to see.
I feel like if you have flying cars, like we should just not have cars anymore. Like, let's skip the flying cars. Let's get to teleporting.
You know, that is just a shameful attitude. Flying cars.
But then you just have air traffic.
There's so much air. We're never going to run out. But this is the kind of attitude that got us into this trouble in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good point.
Thank you, generation G. Sorry about that. I have to apologize for this.
We
whole-
forgive you. It's all right.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
You're forgiven. I don't know about everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think we have some very cool inventions coming in from other users. So let's see if people.
My response to what would I hope the scientists would invent in the next 10 years? It would be brains for men who think they can control women's bodies. Yeah, because we live in a society where men think they have a choice on women's appearances, bodies, and what we do. So I feel like in the next 10 years, scientists need to create like a brain or something to go that they can eat that can make their brain think. Yeah.
So, A, I'm sorry, you know, as all.
I hope in the next 10 years that we finally find the cure for cancer. I know it's been a long time coming, but I think it's around time to do it. That's really what I hope that happens in the next 10 years.
Lots of treatments, no cure.
Yeah, we can the downside.
What I hope scientists will invent in the next 10 years is flying cars. Now I'm pushing it with 10 years, but it's possible. And that and all gas stations electric. Them two.
I stand corrected. The people want flying cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The electric, though. Electric flying cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian voice work. You know, I saw this earlier, and I don't know. Video. It's the most amazing and intelligent, like piece of wisdom I've ever heard in my life. Really blew me. I'm still pondering Brian's words.
Yeah. No, I remember I saw this answer earlier too. It is the conundrum of pencil erasers and finally getting one that works.
I mean, honestly, I really hope that scientists start inventing like jetpacks. Like, I know we might be like a little ways off, like maybe more than 10 years, but I feel like it's been a while since we had like a really cool new form of transportation, and I think we deserve some jetpacks.
Reed,
jetpack or flying car?
I think
I hope that scientists in the next 10 years will figure out a way to have plants talk to us because I think it would make gardening a lot more interesting. And then they can just tell us why they're dying and we could fix it without trying 1,000 different things. And then they maybe wouldn't die as often.
She's thinking outside of the box.
So true, so true.
I actually love that answer. Guys, it's time to vote. There are blue buttons across the bottom of your screen. Maybe, if you're on BeOnTheAir.com, there is. And whoever it is that you vote for will go to the finals. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, well, thank you very much for watching, but you can vote. You can vote. Only takes a second. But I love it. It's all about you. This is your show, folks, so make it your own.
It's a democracy.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
We have very detailed registration election procedures here on QOTD.
Exactly.
Buttons on your phone. That's
Here's your winner, Vivian. Talking points.
Yeah.
I like this idea. I do wonder though. I know Trish, you were talking about gardening's kind of more of a peaceful, silent activity. Yeah. If a plant was screaming like, "I need water," just like I don't want to do this anymore, you know?
Like a kid or a pet. Then it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to pay for your college now too.
Yeah. Well, even worse, a garden. It's not just one plant. It is like many plants screaming at the same time for many different things. It's practically a kindergarten.
Or a nursery, if you will, JJ.
Exactly.
Right. Nightmare. The nightmare.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like the speaking garden is kind of seeming like a red flag for someone.
Oh, is it now?
Speaking of red flags.
Yes, speaking. JJ, you are on the ball today, man. I just gotta give you some props. Okay, our next question is about red flags. In fact, we wanted to know what's something on a dating profile that would scare you off. Wow.
I have seen this new trend of people, they only have pictures with their ex or their old significant other, but obviously they want to know that they're single and on the market. Will blur out the ex or like cover them with something and then write, "This could be you." You could be the next in a long line of mistakes. Doesn't that sound enticing? I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
That is psychotic.
I think the problem is people need to be less ashamed of getting pictures taken of themselves, because then you look back and it's only like your high school prom photo and you and the girl don't talk anymore.
I'm totally guilty of that though, because I think it's vanity, don't you? Like always taking pictures of yourself.
It's hard. It's tough. I was prom with JJ, so I can still post all of our pictures, thankfully.
Is that true?
Yeah. We were strategic about that.
Very, yeah.
That's amazing.
No, we had fun. But I feel like having pictures, especially if you're going on dating apps, it's not just vanity, but it's also very useful. So it's investment in the future.
Yes.
Well, we always had a rule like you can't take pictures when we would go out. It made it much more fun.
Yeah,
it's true. It's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm. All the accountability.
That's what we have selfies for.
Exactly. Well, it looks like we have some answers coming in from viewers about their red flags. So let's see if any of them line up with our own answers.
Something on a dating profile that would scare me off would be if the guy knows too much about his horoscope, or he's under 5'3", or actually make that 5'7", or all of his pictures are shirtless. And
short Sagittarius need not apply for this girl.
Something that would scare me away from someone's dating profile would be if all of their photos was of them holding a fish.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Teach a man to fish.
One thing that would scare me, I think, would be definitely if they say they run marathons with their family on Thanksgiving. I would not be for that. So.
No turkey trot love.
Something on dating app that would scare me off is if someone has very traditional views, since I'm a very progressive person. So I want someone to be more open-minded and That's something that would match well with my personality, I guess.
Will she be intentionally ironic? She talks about being open-minded, but she doesn't want to date anybody who is just...
If I were to read on someone's dating profile that they didn't like animals, not only would it scare me off, but I would consider it a huge red flag.
I might agree with that one.
Something that would definitely scare me away from someone's dating profile would be too much information. I think dating profiles are supposed to be short and sweet, and maybe even funny too, but I think when there's a whole paragraph, I think it can be a bit of a turnoff for some people.
I agree, Spencer. You have to maintain the air of mystery.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, guys, who you're going to vote for. There were so many really good answers, and they're all totally different, right? You're going to like no fish, like Kendra, like nobody under 5'7", like Lexi, animals. I don't know. But vote for one of these guys by clicking the blue button, send them to the finals, show a little love. The shape of love is apparently a blue square with a number on it.
Exactly. That's so sweet.
All right, here's your winner, Megan. I agree. I think everyone can agree. If you go so far as to not like animals and vocalize it, I mean, yeah, that's red flag central, I'd say.
Yep.
But I mean, I sort of have respect for people who are just saying like, look, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Let me just say it right now, and I know you're going to hate me, but like, I don't want to waste your time. You know, I don't like animals, and I know that's unpopular, but
yeah, sue me. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's better to be upfront about it and like drive away the people who you don't want than to like hide it and then have it be a problem.
Weed them out. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst, going to someone's house and you see a dog and you're like, oh God, they're so good.
Well, you can imagine extending that. You go to somebody's house and there's like 3 kids. It's like, oh, that's something you might have wanted to mention in your profile.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of youth, we have another question. You guys are ready for it?
It goes on to you.
We wanted to know, what is one skill that you wished you learned when you were young, but you didn't?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many. I feel like as a kid, at least, I was exposed to like a lot of different skills that I could have picked up. I feel like the one I regret would be the piano. Like I took a lot of piano lessons and I was getting into it. And now that I've gotten older, I've been in a remarkable amount of scenarios that could have been improved if I just busted out a song on the piano.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. Like you see one at somebody's house too, and you're like, oh man, if I could just go ham on the keys right now, that would be great. But I can't. I took piano lessons as a kid, and I think I got through like 3 weeks of it before I was like, I'm just not passionate. I was 3 years old, and I was like, that's not where my heart is.
Oh.
So sad.
I regret it now, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can imagine the scenario, right, where you're at a party, there's something going on, and somebody's like, hey, does anybody play the piano? And you go, why, as a matter of fact, I do. And it was like, you'd be amazing. You're like Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, I think we got some answers coming in from people. I think there might be some instruments in there, but
one thing I wish I learned when I was a kid is gymnastics, because I love watching crime shows and like any TV shows that require a lot of action, and I could have been a stunt woman. Justin Bieber had a stuntman when he was in Law and Order. That could have easily been me. Yeah.
You're like his doppelganger.
How to love myself.
Bringing it, making it real.
It's never too late.
That's right.
I would have played the guitar better. Like if I would have been young, I would have spent more time playing. And I would be able to approach the music in a different sense, in a way I've always imagined to.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But now, I just train to play using my ear.
promise you Jimi Hendrix was not sitting around in guitar classes. You got what?
Well, I really want to learn a French language because I think young children are able to learn languages at a faster rate. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's definitely one of mine.
I went to France recently and I tried to
A
use my high
skill
school.
I wish I learned when I was younger. I think that'd have to be financial literacy. I wish I would have had a credit card and been shown how to use one at a really young age, and all the sort of aspects that revolve around getting money.
It's risky though, giving your kid a credit card. It's like, here, have this revolver. Learn how to
You know,
use
I
it.
really wish I knew how to do my taxes. That would have been great to learn.
Very timely, Sarah. Very timely. It is that time.
Yeah.
Are doing our tasks very first time. People of age. But speaking of chores, it's time to vote. Everybody, there's blue buttons running across the bottom of your screen. You should click one of them that corresponds to one of these amazing answers. What skill do you think you would have liked to have learned? Maybe an instrument, maybe a language, maybe how to do your taxes, maybe financial literacy, maybe just about a little bit of self-love. Which I bet. If you don't have blue buttons,
We have a winner. Justin Bieber stunt double in another life. It'd be cool to bust out a backflip at a party too. It's like that and the piano, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, that's
never
where I
gets
thought
old.
she was going with that. When she first started, she took me way out there.
Yeah, the Justin Bieber and on Law and Order too. I was like, that's quite a deep cut, but all right.
I didn't even know. I felt like I'd seen every episode. I don't recall Justin Bieber.
Might have been early days.
Back when he was a youngster just starting out in the industry.
Yeah. To take any gig you could get.
Well, I actually don't have a good little transition to the next question, but I think this next question is going to be a very good time. I thought I was going to come up with one by the end, but I didn't. So let's get right into it.
Let's just roll. We want to know about your pet's perspective. So, does your pet think that you guys are the same species as one another? Or does your pet think that it's human?
What do you think would be an example of your pet acting like it thinks it's human?
So for me, I have a cat, and if you are one of our many fans at QOTD, you have seen Mickey make a cameo once in a while, unprompted, unscripted. He likes to do exactly what I'm doing. So if I'm eating dinner at the dinner table, even if he's eaten or whatever, he climbs up on the stool next to me, sits right next to me because it's dinner time. That's what we do as humans, right? So I believe my pet thinks that it is human.
Well, I think we have some pet perspectives coming in from some of our viewers, so let's see what they have to say.
No, my cat probably does think that I'm a big dumb cat. She's always trying to trick me, fool me, and get ahead of me. She will follow me around, ask for attention and playtime and let me pet her. And then right after that, she'll go right to her food spot where her cat food is, ignore that, and sit there and stare at me because she wants her tuna. She'll sit there for 30 minutes to an hour and just wait. And on top of that, at nighttime, she'll go out and sometimes she'll kill a mouse and she'll bring it in and she'll put it on me as like a present or a way of showing off, I guess.
She's trying to teach you because you're just a big dumb cat.
Okay, so I don't have a dog or a cat currently, but when I did have a dog, honestly, I don't think she thought that I was a dog. I think pets are usually pretty smart and they kind of know that you're just a human. I've also heard that there's the thing with elephants. I think it's elephants that they know humans are humans and they like actually react to them as we would react to a dog. Like they think we're like super cute. I feel like dogs think that humans are cute too, because they like just freak out over humans.
You can see an elephant just going, "Oh."
My dog
definitely thinks everybody's a dog. So we have a turtle, we have lizards, we have birds, we have a cat, and the dog treats every animal like another dog. The dog is convinced that the cat is the dog. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it is. So I would say dog thinks everybody's a dog. But even when I had a little tiny bird that I found, Reggie, the dog even thought the bird was a dog. So unfortunately, dogs are not the brightest. They think everything else.
Quite a collection of pets.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, exactly.
Does my dog think I'm a dog? My dog doesn't. I think dogs are smart. They definitely know we're something different. But my dog does think it's a human. It'll like prop itself up against the chair and sit like that with the hands up like this. It's a good time. It seems like she's always trying to copy us, or like when we're watching like a movie, she'll like sit up and watch a movie with us. Nah, I'm definitely a human to that dog.
The dog thinks it's a weird